So hello everyone, today we will talk about the state of Awadh. Already we have discussed it in the last video. Okay, so Awadh was also one of the prominent province or the Suba of Mughal Empire. Okay, so but before moving ahead, I want to tell you about the classification, how these Subas were divided into further sub units. So main thing that was the most at the top was the empire. After that, empire was divided into the subas, you can say provinces. So initially there were 12 subas, and during this region of Akbar it was increased up to 15, or you can say the 15 subas were there. Okay, after that the subas were divided into sarkars you can compare to the present day districts, and after that sarkar were subdivided into mahals were the clusters or the groups of villages. Is it clear? Okay, now we will talk about the Burhan ul Mulk. So he was the one who has founded the autonomous state of Awadh. Okay, he was appointed as a governor in 1722 by Muhammad Shah Rangila. Okay, so as a person, he was a very iron-willed person. He was very energetic. He was a good administrator. He was a warrior. Means he has those all abilities which a king should possess. Okay, so finally what he did, first of all, he tried to suppress the lawlessness. So means he brought everything in law and order so that administration could be run very smoothly. After that, he has suppressed all the rebellions, zamidars or the nobles who were planning something against him, or who were indulged or involved in some conspiracy. But the thing was that he didn't displace those people. So this was also, we can say, this was not a good step taken by him, because whenever these zamidars got opportunity, how means when this Saadat Khan Burhan ul Mulk was busy in somewhere else in some other you can say mission, so they got opportunity and they once again they stand against him, or they started hatching some conspiracy against him. So means you can say he has to continuously, he had to get involved in suppressing all those peoples. Okay, so at the meanwhile he built up his financial resources, because he curbed corruptions, and he brought a fresh revenue settlement. Okay, this he brought in, I think, in 1728. This fresh revenue settlement he brought for the sake of the peasants, because he was knowing very well the condition of this peasants were very pathetic, and he wanted to improve their conditions, so that some you can say justice could be given and some concessions could be given to the peasants. So that's why he brought some fresh revenue settlement also. Okay, and at the same time he had a very well disciplined and the trained army. Beside this, he played crucial role or the key role in the Delhi court also. Means otherwise he can say he was one of the prominent figure of the Delhi court during that time, and he has you can say he has promised this Mughal emperor that he will help to avoid the invasion of this Nadir Shah, or to protect the people or the subject or the empire from the invasion of the Nadir Shah. You must be knowing about the Nadir Shah. But you know, in 1739 he died. There is two types of a story which used to come about his death, because in 1739 you must be knowing that Nadir Shah plundered Delhi and around the northern India, and he has killed more than 4 lakhs people. So this is how because at that time this Burhan ul Mulk felt very shameful, or he was in very stress, or we can say he was not able to pardon himself, and he committed suicide. But other story comes like that he was suffering from any disease and he died due to any ailment. Okay, so but meanwhile in 1739 when he died, the Awadh became virtually free. Okay, and that's virtually free means now the position, or you can say the post of Nawab, or that became hereditary. So finally his nephew, this Abdul Mansur Khan Safdar-Jung, he was appointed as his next the next Nawab. So he ruled from 1739 to 1754. He ruled here from 1722 to 1739. Okay, fine. So this Safdarjung title, who had given him this the title of this Safdarjung, that was given to him by Muhammad Shah Rangila. Okay, this man was also a very able ruler. He was energetic. He was successful in giving a very peaceful region, or can say peaceful administration to his subjects. Okay, even during 1748 he was appointed as the Wazir of the Mughal Empire. Okay, so once he was Wazir of this Mughal Empire, he played very crucial role. At that time he was given the province of Allahabad. So he was the Nawab of Awadh, but at that time this province of Allahabad was also given to him. You should keep in mind all these small things that it could be asked in question. Which of the following who had been given with the which king got the province of Allahabad from the Muhammad Shah Rangila, or which Nawab? So that the name is the, you should keep in mind, that was the Abdul Mansur Khan Safdarjung. Okay, and he was the one who entered with the agreement with the Marathas and the Jats, because he understood it is not good for the administration, it is not good for the growth of our province or empire, that we should continuously get indulged in some war and conflict. So finally he entered into an agreement with the Marathas and Jats, but though he had a war with Rohilas and with the Bangash Pathans. Okay, and as per, as I have told you, he has an agreement. So he did this agreement with the Peshwa Balaji Bajirao. Okay, Balaji Bajirao, who was also known as Nana Sahib. So according to that agreement, there were some conditions, and what were those conditions? First was that this Peshwa had to help this Safdarjung against the invasion of this Ahmad Shah Abdali, or any internal conflict or internal war. If there is a war between this Awadh and this Indian Pathans or any Rajput kings. So finally what he had to give in return? In return, Safdarjung promised that he had to pay Peshwa 50 lakh rupees, as well as the Chauth of Punjab, Sindh and other northern district. Already I have told you what is Chauth. Chauth is the 1/4 part of the revenue. So this was the agreement. Okay, now you should also keep something in the mind. During his reign, or after that, when the foundation of this Nawabs of this Awadh became strong, Lucknow became a great seat of architecture as well as art and literature. Even it has surpassed Delhi also. Okay, so that's why जो लखनऊ की कहते हैं ना, तहजीब की बात करते हैं, so mind it, the culture, the art, everything flourished during the rule of these Nawabs. Okay, and you must be knowing that the tomb of this Safdarjung is in New Delhi, and beside we have the name of we have a hospital also on his name, and he was also a peace loving man. He was a man of morality, because being following some particular religion, he just married one woman. Even during that time, the king of any other religion, even they were Hindu or Muslim, they used to have more than one wives. So this was also one of the interesting thing that I have shared with you. And next we will talk about the state of Mysore in next video. In case if you have any query, if you have any doubt, you can write down in the comment section. Okay, so we will meet with a new video. Till then, take care and goodbye.